Hello, I'm the curator, and this is today's items. Now, if you don't know who he is, Ross Noble is a sort of surreal, part observational stand-up comedian. I've seen him. I saw his 10 Gentlemen tour in February of 2015, and I plan to see his Brain Dump tour in the October of 2016. And one of the interesting things about his repertoire is his DVDs. Now, usually they have the sort of average, sort of plasticky, closey, open box DVDs, but because of the style he presents his DVD shows in, I think he decided to have, there's a line of them match that. Now, they're sort of the DVD version of a digipack, or whatever they're called, the sort of ridiculous paper CD cases. See here, sort of rossnoble.co.uk. Visit that if you want more information. But yeah, it's rather sort of odd and artsy. It's rather intriguing. It comes with sort of information, sort of talking from Ross, like tour guides, you know, talking about the DVDs and stuff like that. And instead of just picking one show of his to display on his DVDs, because he does so many shows and because they're all pretty much unique, they're, you know, different from show to show. Because he is fantastic at improvisational comedy, he tends to fit more than just one show. Like, for instance, in this one, there are two shows. One of a recording in, I think it's Garrick Theatre in London. Yeah, Garrick Theatre, London's fashionable West End. An extra bonus show recorded at Open Air Theatre in Regent Park, as well as a few extra mini shows and DVD extras and stuff like that, all documentaries, bits like that. And he fits that on these, and this 2 DVD set, Unreal Time. This is his first release. I've got his first 4 releases. I'll probably mention when I have his other releases. In this one, Sonic Waffle, again, it's the same design, the sort of open your box one. There's only one, and that's like a smaller pamphlet guide thing and stuff like that. In this one, he has a full-length show recorded at I can't remember where, again in London, just London somewhere. They tend to be recorded in London, and his performance on Live at the Apollo. Is the feed on this reversed? I think it is. I'll probably have to fix that in post. But yes, this is his second one. Oddly enough, it was recorded earlier, this one. This one was recorded in 2001 and Unreal Time was recorded in 2002, I think. This one is Physiologic. Now, in this one, he goes a bit over the top because he has his main one, which I believe was recorded in Canberra or Brisbane, somewhere in Australia. An encore to that, and then 7 extra shows on the second disc. I mean, they're only like half hour each, but that's still 7 whole shows altogether. That's like 8 and a bit full-length features, as it were. Like, if you could pop them on TV as a series, like half-hour episodes each, and they'd still work just fine. That's probably what he's done a couple of times. I don't watch television, so I wouldn't know. I don't watch television anymore, that is, because, you know, the internet exists and you can watch things on like iPlayer and stuff like that. That's not the story. The story is this. Now, this one is sort of like a more sort of reduced size, sort of, you know, you get like box sets of stuff like The Simpsons and 24, and they have these fold-out things. So this is sort of like that, but because there's only 2 discs, it's sort of like a smaller version. Again, there's the thing, and you might be able to see there actually. It didn't keep reflecting. It might be too reflective, but you could certainly see the camera without a doubt. But what you see there is possibly sort of like the tour dates. He's sort of got the tour dates listed. Like it says on August 2006, he mentions like all the Australian dates, and I think this might have been an Australian only tour. I can't remember. Oh no, it wasn't, because the extra shows were in various points in the UK, I think. It was like Manchester, York, Stoke, Newcastle, Manchester. Be well to remember those, because you actually have to unlock the 7th show on the second disc. You actually have to work out where all the places are. Now I can't remember for sure, but let's just say you don't have to use like any fancy deduction to work out where the shows are. It tells you in there somewhere. Just pay attention. And this is the fourth one, Randomist. Now this is sort of a fancy one. Actually, no, I've got this the wrong way around. This is the fourth one. This is the third one. I do apologise, but yeah, this, no pretense, it is a box set, and it's got 4 discs. The first one is sort of properly recorded show, which lasted for something like 3 hours because of the encore. If you look at the encore, you'll know. It lasted to such a length that the car park closed and everyone's cars got locked in, and his sort of fancy graphic that he had on the screen behind him actually ran out of time, so it had to be restarted. So yeah, it sort of went on for quite a while, and there's a couple of tour documentaries of his. He does commentaries on a couple of the things, and again, there's extra shows. 2 of them are like 1 hour 30, and I think they're unedited. If you can get over how the sound isn't perfect, then it's a really good thing to watch. And there's like a extra show which you get by answering a few questions that you get by watching. That one's a bit more difficult. You will actually have to look for clues by watching all the other things to get the extra show. And the randomizer is just sort of like a random collection of its and bits that he collected over his sort of recording travels. Now, that is the way he presented this, because he has so many shows and they're all like different. I like that he doesn't let them go to waste. When I get the other DVDs of his, and I will eventually, I'll show you just the sheer volume of content he puts out on his DVDs. I mean, I think the least he's ever done is on Nobleism, which is his 5th release, and I think he only does 1 show in that. I can't remember for sure, but still, you know, there are sort of 2 shows on here, 2 shows and like 2 mini segments of shows, as the aforementioned 8 and a bit shows. You know, at least 4 shows on this one. Even the encore from his first show here is half an hour long on itself, so it like full-length shows all over the place. And it is something, as he states, value for money, like supreme amount of comedy, super cheap on Amazon. If you like surreal comedy, you really need to go and have a look at them. They're fantastic, fantastic, very, very good shows. Loads and loads and loads of content, extra content, and they are just so worth it. Very, very much worth it. Thank you very much for watching, and good day to you all.